Ace money to shit. Working that bitch. Ballin' like Swiss. Diamonds wet like a fish. Pull up with them sticks. Come fuck with the clique. We fucked on your bitch. She sucking the dick.
Who's the biggest threat to beat Canelo? I got 3 names who I think are the biggest threats, but one of them at 175, Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol, he can really box. He has a great jab. He can move. He's slick. I think Bivol has what it takes to give Canelo a tough fight. I think Caleb Plant at 168 might be his toughest test out of all the champions. I think Caleb Plant is much better than Billy Joe Saunders. He's taller, he's faster, he's slicker. You know, I think Caleb Plant is really going to be that tough test for Canelo. So, and also David Benavidez. You can't forget about David Benavidez. He is a monster, but I think Canelo's too fast. He's too fast for David Benavidez. Benavidez, he has fast hands, he has power, but he has slow feet, and he's flat-footed. I think Canelo pretty much outbox him. But go ahead, Brotherhood. Who do you think is the toughest test for Canelo? And we can pass to the IB right after you at a Major Key Boxing.
I think the toughest test is not even a champion. It's definitely David Benavidez, man, easily.
Yeah, I think IB, you had some background noise. Go ahead, Brotherhood.
Keep going. I've been muted my mic. It was at first, but I've been muted it, bro.
Okay, go ahead, Brotherhood. You want to finish what you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying the best competition for him at 168 is not even a champion. Like I feel like, goddamn it, Charlo and Andre could move up and be the best competition for him at 168 over Smith and Billy Joe. And then Benavidez and Plant, the other 2 guys that from competition. But out of all 3 of them, all the 3 that's already at 168 got to be Benavidez, man. He looked the most dangerous. He the biggest guy too. So
okay, so Major Key Boxing. Who you think is the toughest test for Canelo? Is it Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant? Is it Dimitri Bivol, who fights at 175, or is it?
Are we talking about weight class or overall?
Just overall.
I mean, I can see why people would say Bivol or Benavidez and stuff like that, but I think that that Canelo, he's a different breed, man. Like when you look at the people that they fought, they got great people in their weight class, but not like necessarily the great. Like I look at Plant for example. I feel like he's very skilled. Yeah, I doubt his opponent, so I think you know what I'm saying, Canelo beats him. I could hear what this dude's saying about Benavidez, because Benavidez beat Durrell. You know what I'm saying? So he showed a different level right there, different wrinkle in his game. But when it comes to overall discipline, man, hanging out with Canelo for 12 rounds, bro, you know, he's not a good host. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring you to his party, and he's not going to be a real good host to you. You know what I'm saying? He's going to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? All that chips and sauce and shit, you're going to knock that shit straight out your ribs. You know what I mean? So I don't know that anybody really hangs with him right now. You know what I'm saying? Unless the dude starts moving up again. You know, I don't see Charlo beating them. I don't see Andrade. I don't see Triple G. I think that shit is past due. You know what I'm saying? I don't see nobody hanging with him right now. Maybe in a couple of years, you ask me the same question, I'll say somebody else, because I'm gonna be realistic like I always am. But right now, I don't see anybody hanging with him.
Okay, I respect that. Toby Bartlett said Billy Joe is like Tyson Fury. They fight to the opposition. He said, in my opinion. So they say Billy Joe fights to the level of his competition. When he fights Canelo, you're going to see the best version of Billy Joe Saunders. You know, I think Andrade brings a lot of problems to Canelo as well. It's like the real slick boxer, like Demetrius Andrade, tall, who can move southpaw. Caleb Plant, I think he got the skill set to give Canelo problems, and Dimitri Bivol. But the rest of those guys, I think Canelo destroyed the rest of those guys. So let's go to IB. IB, what about you? Who do you think are 3?
Drop the link for Rap Star too. No, drop the link for Rap Star before you IB starts. I wasn't trying to cut off IB. What you saying?
Okay, for sure. Shout outs to Toby Bartlett in the chat. Shout outs to Chain with Ice, RB26, Taylor Bell, Mad Dog H, Shout out to everybody. Go ahead, IB. Who you think are the guys that'll give Canelo the toughest fights? Then give me 3 opponents you think that will give Canelo a lot of problems.
Okay, I got a few people that'll give him problems, but I want to stick to the couple people that I feel could possibly pull it off and beat Canelo, like realistically and stylistically as well. I feel like Caleb Plant be my first one at 168. I feel like he'd make his skill set would make Canelo the most uncomfortable at 168. But David Benavidez, his size as well and his hand speed make Canelo uncomfortable as well too. But I can also go down to 160. Boo Boo would give him smoke. Maul would give him smoke. I honestly feel all 4 of those guys could beat Canelo.
So you said you believe that Billy Joe will present some problems for him. That's correct. You said Billy Joe will.
Billy Joe's not about to beat Canelo. No, I don't. He might be able to roughhouse a little bit just to hang in there with him, but I don't see Billy Joe presenting any problems to Canelo at all. None whatsoever.
Okay, let's go to D Hodges. What about you, D Hodges?
I don't know. Shit. Until somebody beat him, I don't know. I can name 3 people, and they might never do it. So I have no idea. But I would say
the best chance. The best chance.
Boo Boo. If he fight Boo Boo, Charlo, or Belonga, I really think Belonga. I really think he has enough power where he can actually, if he catch Canelo, he gonna go night. So Boo Boo, Jamal, Jamal, and Belonga. Okay. That's just my opinion. That Belonga guy, dog, he's throw something horrible though.
I'll be weak if a prospect fold Canelo ass up, bro. I'm gonna be weak.
Because Belonga can punch and Canelo get hit. Canelo get hit.
Bro, Canelo will box the shit out there.
He's like a Wilder. He's like an Inouye. He's kind of like a Tank. They got that special thing where they got that punch you and turn off your button. So I got that Belonga guy. Y'all just forgetting about him. That guy could punch.
I respect that.
Belonga, no.
That'd be perfect for 12 rounds. Goddamn it.
Hey, D Hodges, we got to see how. I respect your opinion. You like Edgar Berlanga. You think he's dangerous, but we still got to see him in there with tougher competition. He hasn't even been past the first round, so we got to see what he's really made of. But I mean, I respect your opinion. So, what about you, Cletus Smith? Who you think right now can give Canelo the toughest fights? Give me about 3 opponents.
Man, you know I'm from Texas, so I'm gonna go with Charlo. I think Charlo will give him the best fight. Benavidez second. You know, I like Plant's fighting style, but I don't think he got the power to affect Canelo. Like when they fight coming up, he gonna be able to get off. He gonna be able to get shots, but he's not gonna be able to hurt Canelo. The only way you're gonna beat Canelo is if you hurt Canelo. You can't take Canelo to the cars. If you take Canelo to the cars, Canelo's going to win. That's my honest opinion. I mean, there's a lot of people that say, oh, you know, Plant is slick. He's going to be able to slick and move. But if he ain't got the power to press that man, Canelo going to just walk through him. And that's my opinion.
Canelo ain't walked through Floyd, and Floyd ain't really got knockout power.
Plant is nice, but Plant is not Floyd, bro. He's not Floyd.
Yeah,
everybody knows he's not Floyd at all. But man, Caleb Plant, the coldest white boy in boxing.
Yeah, he is nice.
He fight just like us.
He's good.
He nice, bro, but he got pillow fists.
But you don't need power like that. When people say pillow fists,
I can tap you, scoring. I can go in there and tap you as light as I want to.
You're not gonna beat Canelo like that.
But though. I don't feel like Canelo. I don't feel like Canelo will knock Plant out either, though, my brother. How you feel
Plant gets hit a lot, though. Oh boy, Plant gets hit a lot. He got a little bit more on his defense though, because the last one he had, Plant versus whatever. Benavidez
was the last person that really hit Plant like that. What are you talking about?
No, he need to block his face more. Sometimes he lacks defense. Sometimes I'm telling you, you can't do nothing with Canelo.
It's boxing though, D Hodges.
But with Canelo, you can't do that with Canelo. Like Canelo's the prototype, so you got to be like perfect to beat him. And
Yeah,
I just think,
bro.
I just think Canelo could find a hole in Caleb Plant.
You
In
said
my opinion,
Listen, man, Laura exposed Canelo's defense. Floyd Mayweather definitely exposed Canelo's defense. So Canelo is definitely he's not he's not that type of closed
that
book
was
that can't be
22
read.
years old. He's 30 now. I was 22 years old. He's
Hey,
30
hey,
now,
hey, hey,
and he's
hey,
elevated
listen,
a lot. But my
hey,
point
hey,
is
hey,
that
listen,
he
man.
was trying to say, hold up. He
Boxing.
tried to say that Caleb Plant, the coldest white dude, he fights like one of us. Y'all forgetting about Bivol, or maybe y'all never watched him.
Nah, I'm not saying. I'm just giving the man his just dues. You know what I mean? It's a lot of skilled fighters, but I mean Caleb Plant, he's a champion. I'm giving him his just dues. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying that maybe that y'all not watching Bivol close enough, because Bivol got hands and he hits hard.
Dimitri
Well, I thought we
Bivol,
was
yes.
talking about 168, bro.
Dimitri Bivol, yes.
No, but you said 168 after you said Charlo, so you can't be talking about 168 when Charlo's at 160. You see, you got to keep to the same script.
Hey, listen. After I said I started with my 168 fighters, and then I said I could even take it down to 160, and he's not ready for
I was talking about homeboy in the background. It wasn't you. I was talking about homeboy in the background. He just said that he started off with
Okay.
I said if Charlo and Andre move to 68, they'd be even better opponents than the guys that's there. So I'm still talking about 168. I ain't saying.
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick. I think IB is right when he said Caleb Plant is a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a boxer. He is, but Glenn is right as well. Major Key Boxing is right, because Dimitri Bivol, he has a similar skill set to Caleb Plant, but he hits harder. And he, so that's what I said. I said Dimitri Bivol, he fights at 175, of course. At 168, I think Caleb Plant is his toughest test. And Demetrius Andrade, who fights at 160, I think he has a skill set to give Canelo problems. So let me read this.
Bivol is at 175.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. But I said at 168, Caleb Plant.
I was hip to Bivol before I was hip to Caleb Plant, to be truthfully honest.
Yes. So I would say at 168, Caleb Plant is the toughest test for me. You know what I mean? So let's go to Kyle, the boxing section. Then we're going to go to UGC Flame, Black Horseman. So go ahead, and then Rap Star. We're going to go to Rap Star as well. So go ahead, Kyle.
Honesty, I say Jamal Charlo for real. But
what up, Kyle? You there at TBS?
What's up, H Money? What's up to the panel, man? How y'all feeling tonight?
Shit,
I think
everybody good.
His toughest test at 168 is either Benavidez or Caleb Plant. Those are the two hardest fights for him. I think everybody else he beats easily.
For sure. Everybody hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Toby Bartlett said, I think different fighters give Canelo problems, but who beats him? Canelo got a great chin, skills, power, deadly body shots, and Canelo is totally different fighter than Floyd Mayweather fight. Yeah, he was 23. Now he's finally in his prime. So let's go to UGC Flame. UGC was good. Who gives Canelo the toughest fight? 106. You said who?
No, what's happening? No, probably Benavidez, man. But Canelo, I favor him over all of them dudes, man. Be honest with you. But I would love to see him versus Benavidez. I think that's an exciting fight. I think somebody mentioned Caleb Plant. I think he stops Caleb Plant. That's easy work for Canelo. So that's gonna be the last grand finale. Caleb Plant taking it home for undisputed, and he gonna stretch Caleb.
What about Billy Joe? What you think about this Billy Joe Saunders fight?
Yeah, I mean, minus the Billy Joe Saunders fight. I don't like Billy Joe. I'm rooting for Canelo though. In this fight, yeah, team Viva Mexico. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Billy Joe, man.
Billy Joe,
I don't like it. He did PEDs. He did PEDs, versus Andrade, and he out here, man. Let's go, Canelo. Make it happen.
Okay, Rap Star. Who gives Canelo the toughest fights at 168 pounds? Give me who you think at 168 giving the toughest fights, and also who in general at 175 and 160. A few names you think that could give Canelo his tough. You there, Rap Star?
Hey, can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me, bro?
Yep. Yeah, we hear you. You good? Go ahead.
Shout out to all the brothers across the pond, to all the brethren, H Money Cooking. Everyone subscribe to the fucking channel, bro. Hey, listen to this. I think there's nobody at 168 who gives Canelo trouble. Nobody. And if you're going to talk about Caleb Plant, did you watch his last performance, H Money, against Caleb Truax? The guy who was 39 years old, who was inactive, who lost to James DeGale about fucking 5 years ago. Did you watch that performance? And bro, how can you give him any chance against Canelo then?
Well, he won every round though.
Man, it looked difficult for him, bro. He couldn't even put a performance against a non-active fighter at coming close to retirement. You saw it, I saw it. Caleb Plant got no chance, bro. And that's me telling you this. But let me tell you what I'm looking for Canelo. I think everybody should start talking about the 175 division. Let's not forget, Dimitri Bivol, he's a threat. But what kind of threat really is he for Canelo? Let's just be honest. You know, the guy that he beat, Jean Pascal, he lost to Kovalev. You saw what Canelo did to Kovalev. Should we start thinking about 175? I think Canelo is a special fighter. What do you think about Canelo against Dimitri Bivol? I think
he's not going to fight Bivol, even if he move up to 175. Bivol's not going to be on his radar at all.
That's a dangerous fight,
But can I just explain this to you, bro? Can I just explain this to you, bro? I watched Bivol's fight. And let me tell you something about Bivol. He's got a few weaknesses on his chin as well. I think Canelo can beat Bivol. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, he can.
Bro, I don't even want to talk about it. It's a fantasy fight because Canelo literally just came out a few days ago talking about people just want me to fight at 175 just so they can see me lose. That don't sound like the type of nigga that's gonna take that chance.
No, but bro, he's gonna fight. He's gonna have to fight those fights, brotherhood. He's gonna be stuck into a position.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Who asked us too fast to go up and fight Kovalev? Nobody did.
Exactly. But he did that for history, though, brotherhood, to be the first. Let me finish.
That's cool.
Let me say this because let me explain why though. Because he was going for history to become the first Mexican fighter to ever be a champion in 4 different weight classes. So that he was going for history in that one.
I understand.
Did you feel like that was more important than Undisputed though at 160, like you said he was gonna do? Did you?
Yeah, I'm a Demetrius Andrade fan, so of course I wanted to see Andrade get a chance, but I understand why Canelo moved up to light heavyweight because he had an opportunity to make history, jump up 2 weight classes, and beat the top guy, the champion at the time, and that's what he did. So I mean, I understand your frustration though because I wanted to see that Andrade fight too for Undisputed.